everyone. It's been so long since I have made any videos, so I thought it's World Literature Day. So I thought that we should talk about books today, and I have listed out 17 books for all of you, which is 5-star rating for me. I would say 6 out of 5-star rating for me. These are the classics. So here we go with the first book. It's everybody knows this. Okay, I think everyone has read this book, Pride and Prejudice. So by Jane Austen. I think I should not tell much about this book because all of you, not all of you, but many of you have read Jane Austen, at least this one. And we have another book by Jane Austen. This is Emma, and this was a very calming read, and this is very funny too. So yeah, these are the books by Jane Austen. Okay, next we have Tess by Thomas Hardy. Okay, I have already talked about this book a lot because I really loved this book. I mean, absolutely loved it, and the story is very complex. It's about a girl called Tess who has suffered a lot in her life, how destiny rolled, and what she did and how she ended up there. So it's all about this book. Okay, next. I think this book needs no introduction. It's Crime and Punishment. I think this is of 600 pages or something like that. No, it's of 500 something. It's 550. And I really loved this book. When I was down with COVID, I read this book, and it was not my favorite, but it was a kind of book you can read and enjoy. So this is the book for me. Another book, I could not stop talking about it in the past, and it just scarred my soul when I read this. And yes, you must have guessed it. It's A Thousand Splendid Sun by Khalid Hosseini. This book is not really a classic, but it has the potential to be one. So I think Khalid Hosseini has that potential that it can be a classic for the generations to come. So yeah, this is for me. And we have My Journey by Abdul Kalam. This is his autobiography, and it's a very small book, and he has some pictures in these books, and this is a very nice and calming read, and I would say it was very simple and anyone can read it because the language is very easy. So yeah, this is My Journey. Next we have Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. Most of you have read this book. This is also a very small book, and this is a story about a person who becomes a cockroach and how his mind has changed, how it ended, and it's all about that. So Metamorphosis is a very nice read. Then it's one of my favorites. Okay, this is Great Gatsby. Great Gatsby, I have read this book in 2020 when COVID was going on, and I completed this book in 1 or 2 days because I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and this is a highly recommended book by booktubers nowadays. So yeah, it's about it. Then we have Fakirmohan Senapati, Chha manaa, aatha guntha. So Fakirmohan Senapati is a Odia writer. This is a translation of Chha manaa, aatha guntha. I wanted to read the original Odia book because translation kind of lose its essence. But as a translation, it was a nice read too. The story is very simple. It's about a villain who actually grabs people's property and torments them, and they suffer, and at the end they die because of that debt. So it was very sad, very melancholic read for me. And next we have Amitav Ghosh. During my post graduation, last semester only, I read this book because it was in my syllabus, and it was in my grads when I was doing my English honors. So this book is all about 1966 Calcutta massacre, and the ending was very sad because of whatever happened. It kind of amused me. Whatever happened at the very end, it was very. I did not like that, but except for that, the read was very subtle. So I liked it. Okay, next we have Stone Mattress by Margaret Atwood. Atwood is a writer. She is a very versatile writer. I have read this book only by her, and I have read her poems too, of course. But this book is very dark. Lots of dark humor and lots of dark things, because the first thing it was written in the cover page itself. If this collection can be said to have a clear uniting theme, it might be that by a certain stage of life, we have all got at least one person we would really like to kill. I mean, can you imagine? This is a short story book, and it contains all the stories about this dark and humorous things. And Margaret Atwood is at her best in her humor here. Next we have, this is my favorite quote. This is 1984 by George Orwell. So this is a dystopian novel. I have worked on dystopia in my last dissertation paper on Brave New World, and when I compared these books, 1984 was written later to Brave New World, but it got more recognition as a dystopian novel, and the story is little bit complex. I mean, the story is not that complex, but the whatever is happening around them, it's very complex, and it's easy to read, but it's not that easy to understand. So that's what George Orwell is about. So next we have Murder in the Cathedral by T.S. Eliot. Okay, T.S. Eliot is not much famous as a dramatist. Okay, this is a play, and I wouldn't say that it was his best work, but whatever he has written and the poetical lines that actually caught me, I really loved it. And actually, I think I have read it a year ago, and the lines are very simple and very poetic and very rhythmic. It felt like I was reading a poem, so I loved it a lot because I love poetry. Now we have some Indian literature. So first is Rabindranath Tagore, Boat Rake. Boat Rake is another book I have talked about a lot. Rabindranath Tagore, the great writer of Bengal, has given us so much that one cannot stop talking about him. I think the translation has its essence, but I think the original would be much better. I cannot read Bengali, so I had to read the translated one. But it was nice, very, very nice. So I think I really loved it. Next we have my favorite, R.K. Narayan, the English teacher. Those who have been following me for a long time, they know that I love R.K. Narayan absolutely, and I have talked about this English teacher a lot, and I suggest people to read this book a lot. And I think you must read R.K. Narayan to understand what mundaneness look like. Next we have, this is everyone's favorite, I think, Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri. This is also a book when I had injuries on my foot, and this was a very calming read. There is a guy called Gogol who is the protagonist, and he does not like his name and he wants to change it, and after changing it he again feels like changing his name to Gogol. So it's about what his identity is as a person, as what his name represents. So it's all about it. Okay, next is Fire on the Mountain by Anita Desai. Okay, I would say this book was very slow paced, very what I can say is very subtle. But what actually made me rate this 5 star is the ending. The ending was the the novel was going slowly and steadily and subtly, but suddenly the ending struck me like what the hell just happened. So that's why it's a 5 star rating. Otherwise, the book was nice, but I wouldn't say that it was very nice. But yes, it's all about the books. So these are the books we have as our 5 star ratings, as you can see. Yeah, that's all. Bye.